Welcome to tutorial number 174. This tutorial will be a real example for using the sheet metal commands, the commands which we learned in the previous tutorial in this series. We will make this real power supply which can be ready for manufacturing. And also this tutorial will be a good review for the previous commands. We'll make this power supply which consists of two parts, top part and the bottom part, and both of them can be flattened. Start a new part for the first chassis. Go to the front plane and let's make the base for the bottom part. Make midpoint and dimensions 80 9.25. This side is equal to this side. Now go to sheet metal, base flange and extrude it for 150 and thickness 0.75, bending radius 0.25, K factor 0.38 and the relief rectangle. So these are the basic information and it will be used automatically for the next features. When we are done, click OK. So this is a steel, and here in the appearance we can make it brushed steel. On the base flange, let's just make sure that the base flange is outside, as you see over there. Now we need an edge flange on this side. Go to edge flange, select this edge and make it a length 38.75 and make sure the flange position is inside, as you see over there. And here the relief is rectangular. And here over there, edit the flange profile and give it a distance in this line to this line 0.8. The same over here. And this side is 38.8. And before finishing the sketch, we can do one more thing. Instead of making it in a separated command, we would like make a cut over there for another edge flange. So click on that line, make it for construction, and this line make it for construction. normal 2, and draw these two lines and give it a dimension of 12.11.75 and here 0.8 and connect the rest of the lines. So you notice there the sketch is valid. Click finish. So now we have the edge flange with a relief over there and the cut here. And here we would like to make another edge flange. Pick edge flange and select this edge. Edit flange profile normal 2. Here the dimension is 8 millimeter. And here make a gap of 2 millimeter. And we would like to make a cut over there. .75 and this distance is 9 and trim the rest, and when you are done click finish. Just make sure that the edge is material outside. Click OK. And here we need another edge flange. Select edge flange, select this edge and edit flange sketch normal 2. The place of this line is correct, and let's make this for construction and draw another rectangle over there. Make a gap of 0.8 and this line 1.25 and this distance 15.5 and this make 10 and when you're done click finish and make the sure the edge is material outside. Click OK. Need a miter flange on this side. Click sketch normal 2. Pick a line and draw this shape and give it a dimension of 45, 4, and here 10. Go to sheet metal, miter flange, and you will notice it is extruded automatically to the edge. Click OK. And here on the main edge flange we need more cuts. We can make them on the face, or we can edit the main sketch over there. So depending which one is easier, you can choose. I can again pick the main edge flange, edit, normal to add some cuts. And here construction, and add another cut over there. Now the sketch is valid. Here make 1 millimeter, here 3. This one make it 2.5, and this 3.5. Distance from here, this one 35, and from this distance to here 4, and here 4 as well, and then you can add relation to define the sketch. So now the sketch is fully defined and we have the cuts. Click finish. We could also do the same by adding simple hole, but it might be easier to make it on the same sketch. And here add another edge flange, edit the sketch normal to, and then make a gap, define it with 2 millimeter, and the length 30 millimeter. Click finish. Let's make sure that is outside. Again, edit and make it material outside. And here we'll add a fillet for this sharp edge. Go to fillet and make 2 millimeter fillet over there. And now we will make some holes for fixing the second chassis, the top chassis. Click on this plane, sketch, normal 2, and draw a circle over here. 2.5. This point, this point. Here select midpoint, or it is already selected. Select this edge, select midpoint, select this, make them vertical. Go to sheet metal, extrude cut through all. Click OK. And here we can add one more hole by drawing a circle or simply linear pattern. This hole direction is this edge over there, and quantities to feature this hole and make it 20 millimeter over there. Click OK. And now we need a similar edge flange on the other sides. So first, let's make sure that the first S flange is mid-plane extruded, edit feature, and here make it mid-plane. So this process will save us from creating a new plane. Go to front plane, mirror, and let's pick the edges that we want. First, we need this edge and this edge, and that's it. Click OK. So the edge flanges are able to be mirrored. Unlike others featured in sheet metal, they cannot be mirrored and should be created individually. We discussed this in the previous tutorials in this course. And on the top there, we will add a 3.5 millimeter edge flange. Go to edge flange, select this edge, and make sure the material outside. The length is 3.5. Click OK. And add a fillet of 1 millimeter around the sharp edges. Feature fillet 1 millimeter. Okay. And here we would like to make a cables hole. So let's draw a slot, center point slot, and make it to be in the center of, and here make a dimension of 10 millimeter and 10 millimeter over there, and here make it 16 millimeter, and one more cut to add. Select center rectangle and make a rectangle over there, tangent with this edge or collinear, and this one is 27.5. So extrude cut, sheet metal extrude cut, select this area and this area and this area, extrude cut 10 millimeter, and here we can make the distance from the center of the slot and the edge 27.5, so that we have chance to make another cuts over there to fix the second chassis or the top chassis. And here we would like to make some ventilation slots. Click on vent, click on that face, make a sketch normal to, select center slot and draw slot, and define it with some dimensions, radius 1.25, and this is 6.5, and from this edge to this edge 7.5, and from this point to this edge also 7.5. Go to the, and here go to linear sketch pattern, and we need to fill that surface with slots. So let's make the 7.5 the distance between, and let's make it 10 instance or entities to pattern this slot. So we can, and here the distance we can make it 7, and in direction 2 we can make 3 lines of pattern, and the distance we make it 12, and we can skip the unwanted pattern, this one, and this one. Here we can try to make it 7.1. That looks better. So we can skip more instances over there. Can skip this slot and this slot, and make distances 7.5. and we can skip this one over there. When you are satisfied with the shape, click OK. Now add a little dimension over there. And over there, that would define the pattern. Click OK. Now the pattern is fully defined. Go to sheet metal, extrude cut, length to thickness. Click OK. On the other side, we will make the ventilation hole. Click on that face, start a sketch, normal to, and draw 3 circles. First, make a distance from the center of the circle to the edge 20 millimeter. Select midpoint and the center, make them horizontal. Here the outside diameter should be 35 and this distance between the center to the edge is 20. So we need to fix the place of the hole over there. Go to normal to, and here make it 35 instead. So let's check. So now it is correct. So again, edit the ventilation sketch, normal to, and here should be 25 and the last circle 15. Now let's make lines for the spars. Select line, select center point to the outside circle and circular pattern the lines. So the direction or the center of circular pattern is the point over there, and entities to pattern this line and make them eight. Click OK. Now go to sheet metal, vent. As we learned how to use it, the boundary is the outside circle. As you notice now, it is already got a cut, and the ribs, let's make the and the ribs, let's select the lines, and for the spars we can select this circle and this circle, and we have 2 millimeter spars and 2 millimeter ribs, and define a fillet of 1 millimeter, 1.5, and click OK. And hide the sketch. So this is the ventilation. Now we will make some mounting holes on this chassis to mount the second chassis. So go to this surface, start a sketch, normal 2, and draw 3 center point rectangles in the middle of each edge, and a third one over here. So make the edges of rectangles equal. And give it a dimension of 5 millimeter. And the second side of the rectangle is tangent or collinear with the edge of the chassis. As well in the rest of rectangles. So now they are fully defined. So extrude them. Go to sheet metal, extrude cut to this surface. Extrude to surface and select that surface. Or better, this surface over there. Click OK. So now we have the mounting holes over there. And here we may need some fillet for the sharp edge here. Go to fillet 1 millimeter. Click here and in this side. Also you can add fillets over here. Click OK. So now we'll see the final touches. Now we need more edges. Here we need another edge flange. Go to sheet metal, edge flange, and select this side. And it is already material outside. Edit, make it normal too. Now we can mirror the holes as well. Select front plane, feature, mirror, click OK. And one last thing, we need a socket hole over there, normal to center point rectangle, give it a dimension of 27 by 19 and a fillet of 3.5. Okay, and dimensioning, make it 17.5, and this point to this edge as well 17.5. Click OK, go to sheet metal, extrude cut, length, thickness, OK. So now we have the power supply is almost ready. We can also add an impulse to the bottom. Go to forming tool, countersect, impulse 2, and position. Make sure it is in the select midpoint, and this point, make them horizontal, and as well over here. Select midpoint, and this point, make them vertical. Okay. For the top chassis, start a new part, click, go to the front plane, start a sketch, and draw this shape. Make this point with the line midpoint, give it a dimension of 80 millimeter, and here 30, the angle 150, in this gap 0.75, and this edge 5.4. We can mirror the same lines on the other side. Go to mirror and select these three lines, mirror about the center line here. Click OK. So here we have the base of the top chassis. Go to sheet metal, this flange, and extrude it to 150 on the other side, and here you will have the same sheet metal configurations from the previous part, 0.75, and the rest of the values. Click OK. And for the appearance, we can add brushed steel, and also we can add a material over there, stainless steel sheet, apply, close. So here is the base shape, and let's just make sure that the side of sheet metal is outside the sketch, as we notice over there. Click OK. We can make one thing to make it easier to follow, or that top chassis is matching the bottom chassis. We can start an assembly and work in the assembly mode. Click OK. and here show the center point and drag part 1 in the center. So now we have the chassis is centered. Hide again the center point. Let's mount the top part. Select top part, and here we can make this side coincident to this side, or we can make this line coincident to that face. Click OK. Now let's make this one coincident. Click OK. So now we have the basic shape is matching the top chassis, and here we can make some modification. We can change the color of to make it easier to see. So here in the assembly mode, it can be easier to check for matchings. So we can go now, try to close the gap. If we go here normal 2, you'll see there is a little gap. Over there we can measure it and close it, and measure the gap between this face and this face. You see the normal distance is 1.26. So go to the edit part and edit sketch. And here we can make it 30 minus 1.26. Rebuild. Now it is matching, and here we need to make the material inside. Edit part. Click OK. So now we have the two sides perfectly matching with the top chassis. And normal 2 and another dimension. Click OK and exit the sketch. Now we don't have any warning, then let's continue modifying the top chassis. Here we need if we change the transparency, here we can notice that we need some cuts. So let's try to create that cut. Select that for edit part. Normal to start a sketch on that face. Normal to and draw a cutting rectangle. the same on that side. The two sketches are fully defined. Now go to Feature, Extrude Cut through all. So it will cut only on the top part. And here we need an extra cut for that edge. Start a sketch, normal to, and select again a rectangle from this point to this point, and this line with this line. Collinear, Feature, Extrude Cut, up to next. And here on the top, we need more cuts for inserting a mounting teeth. So go to the top plane, start a sketch, normal to, and here we can show rectangles that we need. Select center point or select a rectangle and draw a rectangle for that cut, and one over there, and a third one in the bottom. Go to Feature, Extrude Cut, up to next. Click OK and change the style of the material. Now we can see that we created a cut for the mounting teeth. Now we need to insert an edge flange over there. Go to Sheet Metal, Edge Flange, and select this. And we can make it the distance 3 or 2 millimeter, and the material we can make it bend outside, and select the rest of the edges. So that is the mounting teeth to mount the top chassis. Click OK. And now more things to add. We need holes to fix on the edges. Start a sketch in there, normal to, change the style of the material, and draw circles matching the and we can fully define them. They are already matching the holes on the bottom chassis. Go to Feature, Extrude Cut through all, click OK. Change the style of the material, and you'll notice that we made perfect holes that they are matching the base chassis. So now the top chassis is almost fixed. On the top, on the bottom chassis, we have the screws over there, and we have the mounting teeth or tabs over there. And one last thing to add is ventilation holes on the top, similar to the one on the side over there. Click on the top plane, normal to, and draw a center line. And draw cutting slots. Then, and from here to here, 5, and the radius over there is 2.5 by 2, so it is 1.25, and the distance from here to this size is 21.5. So now we need 3 lines of these slots and 7 pattern to the left. Go to linear sketch pattern. On the x-axis, make it 7, and on y-axis 3. The distance should be 5 on the x-axis and 16 on the y-axis. Entities to pattern is this slot. So here we can change the directions. Click OK. And here we can try to fully define, calculate so remove the relation, so it will be a bit easier. Click OK. Now mirror the slots on that center line. Click OK. Now go to sheet metal, extrude cut, length to thickness. Click OK. So now we have the ventilation slots are ready, and the shape of the power supply looks better. Now exit that part. So change the transparency and again return back to the main color of this. So here we have the final look of the power supply. Save all, and now we can go to this part, open part 2, and try to flatten the part to see. Now we have the part which we need to cut to create that power supply. In the next tutorial, we will see how to create a drawing to send that part for manufacturing and what is required in sending sheet metal drawings in order to understand the bending process and where to bend. So the next tutorial will be the last tutorial in this series, and it is about how to create drawing for manufacturing the parts. So we'll make this example in order to show you how to manufacture or produce it by sheet metal processes.